So this is a very interesting situation when it comes to the WNBA. And I think that it could open things up for a lot of teams. It could open up the entire year. And it could really destroy a franchise that, honestly, probably deserves to be destroyed at this stage. Like, I genuinely don't think with what the Connecticut Sun have been doing, with how little they've cared about their franchise, like that franchise getting destroyed, like, you know, it kind of makes, like, it's not the end of the biggest deal in the world, but she got cored. They gave her the old core designation. So she basically, I have ad blocker on. Let me go and turn off my ad blocker. But she got given the core designation by the Connecticut Sun. And basically, what happened with that is that she obviously hadn't got that because there was never really a risk of her leaving. DeWanna Bonner was there. They were giving DeWanna Bonner a max, which is why they cored. For 2 years, they cored Bree Jones instead. And the Connecticut Sun are a team that is historically incompetent. Like, they obviously, we all know with the core designation that they get exclusive rights. This is a team who lost Jonquel Jones for, like, Beck Allen. They got nothing back for Jonquel Jones. Just because Jonquel wanted out. Nobody wants to play for the Connecticut Sun. Other than maybe Marina Mabry because she thought they had a chance of winning. But now they don't. Not only that, is again, they're going to, like, no player wants to play for them. Because of their facilities. They literally, you could be in a playoff situation. Like Jonquel Jones was saying, it was like they were preparing for the finals or something. And then half of their court got split in half, so they had like a half a court, and they were looking over on the other side of the court, and there were people there doing the downwards dog, doing a yoga class right before their WNBA finals games. So this is a team, obviously, it's lost Jonquel. They've lost, like last year, they lost Natisha Heidemann. They've lost plenty of players, and this year they're going to lose possibly Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner, because Alyssa Thomas talking about Unrivaled. She's talking about how they have all the facilities. This is great. This is all this stuff. And it's like, well, the Connecticut Sun aren't. And, like, you know the way we've seen it, like, the Sky don't have facilities. Like, at least the Sky are trying to they're putting them in. The Fever facilities are decent, not brilliant. They're making sure they have the best. The Valkyries facilities are great. You better believe the Toronto Tempo is going to be great. Portland's is going to be great. Then in, like, Seattle's is already great. Vegas is already great. Obviously I said Golden State. Phoenix is great. You've got all these teams with all these great, like, facilities, and then you've got Connecticut Sun, and Connecticut Sun are the only team that won't do anything about it. The rest of the teams are going to do something about it, and they won't. So I think, even from just listening to interviews, the Connecticut Sun are probably going to have to go and get someone in a sign and trade for Alyssa Thomas, and they're probably going to have to take Beck Allen back. Because I think she's going to the Phoenix Mercury. I think that we're going to see the DeWanna Bonner sign a vet deal with the Phoenix Mercury. I think that's what it's going to be. Like, if you're Amber Cox, if you're Kelly Kowsker, if you're calling, I think DeWanna Bonner is a better fit than Alyssa Thomas. But I'm sorry. Like, Alyssa Thomas, like, I've always said this, I'm not that high on Alyssa Thomas. Because people have been calling her the third best player in the world. I think Alyssa Thomas, she was on my old W2 team. Like, I think she's one of the 15 best players in the WNBA. And I think she's someone that can fit with the Fever because she can play the high-low with Leah Boston. She runs the floor hard. She can allow Caitlin Clark to play off the ball. She can be a pick-and-roll player. We saw her in the Olympics being this, like, cutter and screener and rebounder. She can't really shoot, but she does everything else well. She would shore up the entire defense for the team, especially if you put DeWanna Bonner beside her. If there's any possibility of getting her to Indiana, especially because as far as trade packages are concerned, Connecticut don't have their draft pick this year. That's gone to Chicago. So if you can, like, Ayton and Alyssa Smith would probably get you her and DeWanna Bonner. And the whole thing is, like, does Alyssa Thomas want to play for Indiana? Like, I think that would be a bigger signing than Satu short term. Because I don't think DeWanna Bonner would have any issue playing in Indiana, to be honest. I don't think she would. It's just Alyssa Thomas. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to bite your tongue. Or not even bite your tongue. Sometimes you have to just say, you know what? I'm just going to go and win. And I think that, look, if you're Indiana and you can somehow come out with a lineup next year of DeWanna Bonner, as old as she is, replacing Lexi Hull. We saw what she did defensively in the playoffs. Alyssa Thomas, Aaliyah Boston. Mitchell and Clark. That suddenly turns Indiana into, like, title almost favorites. Like, you have got a situation where Alyssa Thomas is not the best player on her team, and Alyssa Thomas does all the dirty, can do all the dirty work. She can be the rebounder, she can be the best defender. Like, she'll be DPOY on that team. Like, she'll win Defensive Player of the Year just because of how much the defense improves because of that. I still think offensively, you need a smart offensive mind, which I think Stephanie White is, to figure out how to use Boston, Thomas, and Clark. But, like, you've got now a team where you've got two elite off-the-ball players in DeWanna Bonner and Kelsey Mitchell, and then you've got three highest IQ player for their position. The highest IQ power forward in Alyssa Thomas, the highest IQ center in Aaliyah Boston, the highest IQ player, or highest IQ point guard in Caitlin Clark. And they'll all figure it out. I don't think she does. I think they go to Phoenix. I do think they go to Phoenix, and the Phoenix Mercury is going to become the retirement home of the WNBA. Like, it's going to have Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi, and DeWanna Bonner. Like, that's going to be the retirement home of the W. But if the Fever can pull off this trade, and the reason why I think Smith and 8 works more for her this one is because the Sun are going to want to keep Dejanay happy, and bringing Nalissa Smith will help with that. And Nalissa Smith, Dejanay, Marina Mabry, Ty Harris, with Mazian, a good coach, bringing over a couple of players from Europe. That team, if Carolete comes over, like, that team could be solid. It really could be solid. But I think she goes to the Mercury. I think there's a good chance of that. But with the way Alyssa Thomas has been talking, she's probably gone. They officially gave her the core designation. They haven't given her the core designation in the past, and she's continually re-signed. The fact they've given her the core designation means maybe they don't trust that she's going to re-sign. This time they want to get something for her. Especially the way she's been speaking, she's probably gone. And again, like, the rumors is maybe they both want to go out to Golden State. They are a package deal, though. Like, Bonner is going where Alyssa Thomas is going. And if this was a one-person deal, I'd be like, maybe the Fever won't. And to be fair, like, the Golden State have cap room to give them both maxes if they want that. Fever have cap room to give Alyssa Thomas a max and to give DeWanna Bonner a decent deal. Like, they could give DeWanna Bonner a $180K a year deal, as far as I'm aware, as long as they can keep the likes of, like, they have a lot of, like, cheap players like Saxton and stuff. But that 5 is contender. I don't think it happens. But, these players, they could be thinking, their agents are 100% telling them to go to Indiana. Like, there's no agent in the entire WNBA that will tell a player to go anywhere other than Indiana right now. And maybe the agent has enough pull to kind of change their mind. But if you are the Fever, like, look, for basketball reasons, Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner is 100 times better than Satu. Even though people don't want it, just purely on the court reasons. Because for anyone saying, oh, these people have said something bad about like, the fans, these people have said something bad about Caitlin Clark, it's like, I would say 50% of the WNBA have said or posted something negative about Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry, there's never going to be a situation where the Fever team are going to not have someone post something negative about Caitlin Clark. It's going to happen. To win a championship, sometimes you're going to have to get the best players available, even if the best player says something bad about your favorite player.